The billionaire's car stopped at a red light. He looked out casually and froze. Two little girls, no older than 6, barefoot and shivering, stood on a broken sidewalk under the rain. One held up a cardboard sign that read, "Save our mom." The other sobbed silently, gripping her sister's hand, their faces pale and exhausted. Cars passed, people passed, no one stopped. But something about that moment pierced through the billionaire's guarded heart. He opened the car door and stepped into the rain. That single step would change his life, and theirs, forever. His name was Raphael Qadir, the most elusive billionaire in Dubai. Media called him the Ghost Tycoon, a man who built a trillion-dirham empire but never gave a single interview. He owned half of downtown, a fleet of private jets, and the most secure estate in all of the Emirates. But behind his success was silence. Because 10 years ago, Raphael had lost everything that mattered. His pregnant wife, Amira, who vanished without a trace. No body, no note, no answers. Only a blood-stained scarf and a destroyed heart. Since then, he buried himself in work, never smiled, never connected until that rainy afternoon. "Sir, you'll get wet," his driver protested. But Raphael didn't stop. He knelt before the girls. "Where's your mother?" he asked gently. The older twin, her cheeks wet and eyes wide, pointed across the street to an old construction site. She's sick. Please, mister, we don't know what to do. We're so hungry." Raphael stood. "Get the medical team. Now," he told his assistant on his earpiece. He carried both girls into his car. Their tiny arms clung to his coat. His driver gunned the engine toward the location they had pointed at. In a half-collapsed trailer hidden behind stacks of bricks, they found her. A young woman, unconscious on a torn mattress, coughing blood. She was gaunt, her skin pale, her wrists bruised. But when Raphael saw her face, he felt the air leave his lungs. It couldn't be. Amira? She looked exactly like her. He leaned closer as paramedics rushed in. The woman groaned. Her lips trembled. "Please, don't take my babies." "You're safe," Raphael whispered, brushing a strand of hair from her forehead. The ambulance raced to Dubai General Hospital. Raphael followed in his convoy, heart racing. The children sat in silence beside him, their heads resting on his lap. That night, doctors worked tirelessly. She had pneumonia, dehydration, and several untreated injuries. Her name was Sahar Malik, a single mother and former nurse who had gone missing after fleeing an abusive employer. While she slept, Raphael sat beside the twins. He gave them warm food, clean clothes, and space to sleep. "Do you miss your dad?" he asked softly. They shook their heads. "We never had one." His chest tightened. Over the following days, Raphael returned daily to the hospital. As Sahar slowly recovered, he began to learn more. Her story was filled with pain, strength, and sacrifice. She had once worked for one of Raphael's subsidiaries. Her disappearance was buried under a pile of reports he had never seen. He felt responsible, and more than that, he felt connected. But he couldn't explain why. Until one evening, as Sahar opened her eyes fully for the first time and smiled weakly at him. "Thank you," she said. "I thought I'd die with my daughters watching." "You're safe now." Weeks passed. Sahar moved into one of Raphael's private guest houses. The girls returned to school, laughing again, drawing again, breathing again. Raphael found himself smiling more. His board members noticed. His staff noticed. Even the media began speculating. The Ghost Tycoon has changed. But deep down, Raphael wasn't just changing, he was healing. Then, one night, Sahar found something in an old trunk that changed everything. A diary. It wasn't hers. It was Amira's. Inside were letters, unsent, addressed to Raphael. And in one entry, Dated just weeks before her disappearance, Amira wrote, "If something happens to me and you ever meet a woman named Sahar, trust her. She's the only one who knew the truth." Raphael's heart stopped. The truth? He confronted Sahar, confused, aching. She broke down in tears. "I knew your wife. We worked together as nurses before she met you. I helped her escape something. Something dark. She was being watched." "By who?" "Your brother." Raphael staggered back. His own brother, Ziad, had always resented his success. "You're saying Ziad had something to do with Amira's disappearance?" Sahar nodded. "I didn't know everything, but I think she trusted me to lead you here. To the truth." From that day, Raphael's purpose changed. He reopened the investigation into Amira's case. He found footage, witnesses, old records that had been erased, all linked to Ziyad's financial accounts. Ziyad was arrested, and after weeks of trial, the truth came out. Ziyad had staged Amira's death out of jealousy, hoping to break Raphael's spirit and steal control of the company. But fate and two little girls with a cardboard sign had rewritten everything. Raphael didn't just bring justice to Amira. He adopted the twins officially. He gave Sahar a new life, a position leading a foundation named after Amira. He reopened the women's shelter Sahar once tried to fund before she went broke. And at the center of it all was love. Not the love he once lost, but a new kind, built not on perfection, but on purpose. At the next company gala, journalists expected cold speeches and stiff smiles. Instead, Raphael stood with Sahar and the girls beside him. He told the world the truth. He ended with a message. Sometimes a sign on the street is more powerful than a boardroom full of suits. And sometimes, the people we save us. The room erupted in applause, and as the music played, Raphael looked down at his new daughters dancing under the lights. The ghosts of the past were still there. But now, so was hope. The end. If you liked this story, don't forget to subscribe, comment, and share for more emotional stories like this.